Good morning, friends. Good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, I'm going to go around the garden and I'm going to overwinter all of my tropical bulbs. Yes, so we had our first frost. You could see what the canna is looking like. And then we have caladium here. So I'm going to walk around and show you how I overwinter some of these different tropical plants. This is a perfect example here. This is what the frost did to my elephant ear. Do you see that? Yep. So you always should wait until the first frost hits your tropical plants before you decide to cut them down and bring them inside for the winter season. But friends, look at this one. This one still looks green, right? It's just amazing how nature works. So anyway, so I'm gonna go around and we're gonna do elephant ear bulbs. We have caladium, we have those beautiful pineapple lilies, and wrap everything up for the winter. So let's get into the video. All right, friends, so up first we have elephant ear bulb, and there's two ways you can do this, right? Make sure the first frost has hit your plant and it will look something like this, right? And you could cut it down 6 inches here, and then you could leave it to sit out so it would callus. I think that's the word, where the cut would eventually heal and dry off from all the tissue here in the plant. You can do it that way, but do not wrap it up. You have to leave it there so it would dry out and stuff like that after you cut it 6 inches, right? And you could just store it somewhere in a cool, dark place. Don't put it in an unheated garage. You can put it downstairs in your basement area, just somewhere cool and dark. And then after you see the cut looks like it's healing, it's just like having a cut on your finger, right? After you see it's healing, then you could wrap it up in newspaper and then store it in a cool, dry place. That's one way you can do it. I don't like doing it that way. I like it this way. The other way is this way. Here it is. So this is an elephant ear bulb. So you see how it looks here, and then foliage will start to dry out. Do you see that? And then this eventually shrinks itself and it will just dry up and it will just disappear, right? And then it would look like this. So this is the growth point right here. So I like it the second way. You can do it this way, where I said we're gonna remove this from the pot, clean off all of the dirt, right? Do not water these, friends. And you want to do this when it's a dry day. Do this when the soil is dry, okay? You don't want any moisture. You don't want to water it because that's where it leads to rot and mildew and all of that, okay? So it's been really dry here. We haven't had rain for a while and we had our first frost. So we're gonna remove this. And I'm gonna leave it to turn into this way. Then this becomes really prune-like, and then I will just snip it off and it will look just like this. So this will be the end product if I choose to leave it as is. Friends, let me cut this down the first way so you can actually see what I'm talking about. And yes, friends, I'm using my wheelbarrow. If you have a wheelbarrow, perfect to use, so it would collect all the mess, right? You don't have to deal with trying to clean up the mess underground. So it's kind of hard to do this because I'm holding the phone in one hand, but you don't want to use a shovel in this. Do not use a shovel. Don't try to be digging it out. Just take your hands, massage the soil here, and I could feel I'm getting the root out from it. Do you see that? Good massage. All right, friends, so you saw how I was massaging that, right? No tool whatsoever, and you could see the roots out here. So we're gonna try to, there we go. You see it came up easily. Then we're gonna dump this because sometimes with these they do make babies. So we'll dump this and massage the soil, see if we have any babies in between here. So this is what it looks like. The bulb is looking very healthy. Of course, if you see the bulb looks rotten, you don't want to do anything, just toss it, right? Looks very healthy here. And friends, I've been reusing these for years. Reusing them every year. All right, so that looks good there. So just take your time and massage. Make sure you get all the soil off, and then let me cut this down for you. All right, so I have a clean snipper here. So you want to make sure you do 6 inches. I'm gonna eyeball it. I think 6 inches probably look like that. And there you go. And I just give a nice clean cut. All right, and cut off all this dry foliage here. All right, friends, so this is what it looks like. Do you see that? So it's just like having a cut on your finger, right? It looks like that, and after over a while your finger would heal, right? And I just put some newspaper in here, so we're just gonna leave it to sit out like this, right? And then we're gonna store this just downstairs on the basement floor, or if you have space upstairs you can put it on your kitchen floor, no problem, wherever, but don't put it anywhere where it's freezing cold. And then this is gonna heal over a while, and after all this becomes dry out, then I'll just wrap them in newspaper and then store them in a cardboard box and just put them in a closet or put them somewhere downstairs in storage. Cool, dry place. You definitely must store your bulbs. So let's do the rest and I'll show you how everything looks like. All right, friends, so I emptied the planter and look at the roots in here. So sometimes you do get babies, as I said to you before, so you always want to just make sure you massage your soil and see if you see anything. And look what I found. There's a little baby and it has some like a knobs here, so I'm gonna still save it and see if I can get a plant from it next year. There we go. But anyways, let's move on to these ones, and it's gonna be the same exact process as I shared with you before. And friends, look at this salvia. It's an annual, and I'm telling you, I strongly recommend these salvia. Oh my goodness, we're in November, and friends, we had our first frost and they're still going on. Here's another one, and let me show you here's this one. You can see the frost hit it, right? But look at this. Look at all the colors in here. Oh, it's a trooper. I think my award for annuals this year goes to salvia. Yes, I really love this salvia, and I did all this from seeds. Yeah, so definitely will be planting this again next year. All right, friends, so here we have the other two bulbs, and look at the roots in here, and there were no babies in this one. So with these, friends, you can definitely go ahead and trim these roots. The off camera, it's kind of hard to do. And then I'll cut them down again, same process as we did before. All right, friends, so we have caladium, and friends, I just did that and look, it came out. That was so easy. So this is your caladium right here, and I'll still massage and see if I find, oh, here's an extra one here. So that's that. Let's see if there's any more in here. I don't think there is, because these grew very shallow. Yep, there's no more in there. So we have some here, and then let's do this other container. And as I said to you before, it comes out really, look at that. Look at that, friends. That's it. That's it. Oh, these bulbs look so much better. Look at that. See that? I'll still massage, see if any in here, but I doubt it. There's none in there. I'm gonna cut off these dry foliage, and then that's it. And here's my caladium, and I'll get to reuse them for next year. All right, friends, this is my handful of caladiums here. I just cut them down right there. And I love with these that the frost hit them and they just dry out on their own. So I love that when it happens, I don't have to go through over here waiting for these. But yeah, that's it. And just as always, make sure you get as much dirt as you can off of them, right? But when they stay, I would probably keep them maybe a week and a half on the basement floor like this. The dirt residue, it will just come right off. It will just dry off. All right, friends, so that's that. Let's see what else we have here. Next up, let's do this beautiful Canna. My neighbor friend up the road gave this to me. This one is the orange, so I have a ton of the red, the orange with the dark foliage, so we're gonna save this one. And then this one is from my garden. These ones are the red ones, yes. So let's go ahead and do this one first. With this, friends, the same concept. We're gonna just cut it here. Just cut it down. Ah, nice. Look at that. Alrighty, you don't want to damage it. As always, just make sure what I'm doing here, just use your hands and massage it. Yes, and friends, these grow a lot. They're not like the elephant ant. These make a lot of babies. Oh my goodness, if you put these in the ground, they will multiply for you. One plant probably give you 5 more Canna bulbs. They really do. So this one is the orange. This one is different. Look at that. And this is all I'm doing, friends. I'm just taking my hand and giving a nice massage in the roots. And that way I don't damage the rhinestone. See, and this is what it looks like. And with these, friends, let me see if I can find it here. The old rhinestone would be dark and it will look like it's rotten. At least on the red canna, I noticed that with the red ones. And then you would just cut it off. This was the old one right here. But definitely on the red canna, this would have been really dark and brown and looks almost like it's rotten. And that's how I know to break it off and discard of it. But I'm gonna leave this alone. I don't think I want to trouble this. And I should get more plants from it next year, because as I said, you could see the new growth here. One there and one here again. So I'm gonna clean this up, trim it a little, and then put it to sit out. Friends, I couldn't help myself. I was able to break it off. Here we are. So these ones are the orange. Make sure I don't mix them up with the red. I have a lot of these, but I went by my friend yesterday and I got more orange from her. So I'll try to keep the orange by itself. So I'll try to keep the orange separate so that way I don't mess them up with the red. All right, friends, then let's go into this and let's get the red out of here. Remember I was telling you with the red canna, I always know which one is the old one. This is the old one. Do you see what it looks like? It looks somewhat rotten, and then it comes out here and it gives you new shoots from there, and it gives you new one here. So what I'm gonna do is take my time and I'm gonna break this off, then I'm gonna discard of this old piece here. All right, friends, here's a perfect example. This is the old one, and then this spreads out and give you more rhinestones, and that's how the canna is able to produce a lot more. Yes, if this was in the ground, friend, I'll get a lot of these baby ones from it, but I was able to get like maybe 5 pieces from this. These are the old pieces, as I said before, so I'm just gonna throw those away too. And over here, friends, these are my pineapple lily bulbs. You can see the frost hit them, right? Look at that. So I have 2 more pots on the other end, so I'm gonna come in and take these out and store them for the winter, because I think they're probably hardy. I would say maybe, I think it's zone 7 or 8, but I'm thinking it's 8 because I'm in 7 and I always would overwinter them inside. So I'm just gonna come in, take these out, and then I'll show and then wrap them in newspaper, just as I will do with the caladium, just as I will do with the canna lily and the elephant ear bulb. This one too, and then this one's still green, but guess what, I'm just gonna take them out and just wrap them up also. Friends, they were so stubborn to get out of the pot, so I have them here in my wheelbarrow, and you could see them right in there. So whenever you're handling bulbs, don't use your shovel. Try not to, because the worst thing you can do is damage your bulbs, right? So I'm just gonna take my hand. The soil is so dry, and I know I have 2 sets right here. This is where they were, and just massage the soil until I get the bulbs out. All right, friends, I'm done and I'm so excited. So here we are. This is what I got from all those that we did together. So as I said to you before, I'm gonna put these downstairs on the basement floor, so that way they could just callus over time. Like right here, as I explained to you, it's like having a cut on your finger and you wait for it to heal and all that good stuff, and then I'll wrap them. But I do have some over here. I'm gonna share with you what they were looking like. So let's come on over here. All right, friends, so here we have some. These I did before, so that way I have a good example to actually share with you. And then here we are. These are the pineapple lilies. I did these already and they already dried out, as you can see. And then we even have some caladium over here too. Just look at these things. So here's the pineapple lily, and you could see this one is not ready. So this guy is gonna sit with these and do what I need to do over here. So it's really simple, friends. So all I do, I just take the bulb, right, wrap it in some paper. Here's a good close-up of what the callus looks like when it's healed. So let me go over here and compare to what a cut one looks like. So here's a good example, friends. This is a freshly cut stem we did today, and then this one was maybe like, I would say 2 weeks or so, 1.5 to 2 weeks. So I want this guy to end up looking like this before we wrap it up, right? Because you can see right here, it's still plump. See that? Still plump and good. And if you look at this one here, you could see where it's, I would say like dry, right? Like where it's becoming dormant, if that makes sense. So you can see the difference there. So that's why I want these guys to sit out until they look like this one. All right, friends, so I'm done wrapping the rest of them. So that's all I do. So they're in here. I'm gonna take this and put this in my coat closet because it's such a small box, right? So it's perfect to go in there. And then when those on the other end are done, they're gonna go in a bigger box, which will go downstairs in the basement where it's cool and dry. So I know one of my friends on here asked me how I do my bulbs in the pot. So I'm hoping this video was helpful to you and anyone else who wants to know how they should do it. But it's really easy. You just have to make sure you wait until the first frost before you cut on the plant, right? Very important. And then you cut it down 6 inches as I shared with you before, or you leave it like this and then you cut it down and then leave the callus to heal maybe 1.5 weeks, 2 weeks. Leave it to sit in a dry place and make sure whatever you do, make sure you don't do this where they're wet. They have to be completely bone dry, otherwise the bulb can rot out and you're very important. But anyway, friends, so I'm gonna pack these guys up, take them downstairs, and I'm leaving them in the tray just like this. They're not getting covered in newspaper until 2 weeks time. So all right, friends, see you in the next one. And next year we're gonna have our bulbs to use all over again. You don't have to pay money all over again to get tropical bulbs in your garden. All right, take care of yourselves. Cheers.